everyone. So good morning, sixth grade. How we doing?
Morning.
Good. Say good morning to Lacey. Say good morning. Say bye-bye, Lacey. All right. We are going to get started. So before we do that, let me get the last student in. We have 23 folks on today. So let's see who we got this morning. Please make sure your cameras are on to get full credit. Good morning to Eden Burnell, Christiane Elise, Angelina A, Brandon, Kyasia, Melanie, Nikel, Allison M, Blessing, Carlos, Carlton, Esther, Jasmine Lopez, Jency, Juan, Leilani, and Lorenzo. I need Lorenzo on his own. Nazier, Mr. Rudy, Sergio, Zachariah, and Demi. Good morning, all. We are going to be working on today's packet. I'm just going to wait for everyone's. Oh, wait a second. I want to make sure all right. So today's packet is going to be this date. Today it is Tuesday. I'm going to go back to the main screen now. I wanted to see everyone's face. Oh boy. Okay. So today, guys, it is Tuesday, May 26th of 2020. And we are working with the packet that says adding and subtracting integers. It was also posted in Google Classroom a few minutes ago by Mr. Rez. So this is what we're working on. This is the cover sheet, and then this is the first page. Practice problem 1. But before I do that, I just want to shout out a few students, as I promised, as we started 2 weeks ago. So I have a sheet of paper here, and on the sheet of paper, I have the students that put in the most amount of time at iReady. So in class 601, I'd like to shout out Aiden Acevedo for 4 hours and 10 minutes, Zachariah, 3 hours and 47 minutes, Omar, 1 hour and 16 minutes, Nazier Cologne, 3 hours and 13 minutes, Daniela, 1 hour and 25 minutes, and Esther, 1 hour and 58 minutes. In class 602, here's the following scholars that put in the most amount of time. Aiden Burnell, 4 hours and 9 minutes. Melanie, 2 hours and 39 minutes. Ulysses, 1 hour and 2 minutes. Nathan Maria, 1 hour 48 minutes. Demelisa Martinez, 5 hours and 16 minutes. Anthony Modesto, 1 hour 16 minutes. And Alexander, 2 hours and 56 minutes. In class 603, I'd like to shout out the following scholars. Monir Mohammed, 3 hours and 7 minutes. Jasmine Lopez, 2 hours and 36 minutes. Janaea, 1 hour 4 minutes. And last but not least, Maddox, 1 hour 2 minutes. In class 604, the top one was Jameer Miller, 2 hours and 21 minutes, followed by Amanda at 2 hours 13 minutes. We then have Jerickson, 1 hour 10 minutes. Angelina, 1 hour 1 minute. Guadalupe, 1 hour 2 minutes. Carlos, 1 hour 29 minutes. Blessing, 2 hours and 9 minutes. And Anthony Suarzo, 1 hour and 32 minutes. Again, contest number 3 is starting. It started yesterday. So please make sure that you are giving me at least 30 minutes a day of iReady, because your names can all be on this sheet. Congratulations to those that earned the top amount of time of iReady. Hopefully next week we see some different names on this sheet. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to be doing today. Today, folks, we are going to be, oopsies, sorry about that. Today we are going to be talking about the following. Our learning target states, I can solve multi-step word problems by incorporating or involving addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of integers to the real-world situations. This is the sheet that we have been seeing for the last few days now, because we are in the first unit of 7th grade math. Okay, we're going to be dealing with integers and rational numbers from now until the end of school, which is in June. All right, so in case you forget, there were 2 rules when you were adding integers. The first rule states, same sign, you add and keep it. Different sign, I keep the sign of the higher number and I subtract. When you are subtracting integers, we use the KCC because we're doing the additive inverse. So we keep the first number, we make every subtraction sentence an addition sentence, and then we do the additive inverse of addition, which is subtraction, or the additive inverse or the opposite of subtraction, which is addition, to solve the integer with subtraction. Now, let's review real quick, because there was some confusion on your weekly assessment. When you are multiplying and dividing integers, we remember that when the signs are the same, right, a negative times a negative or a negative divided by a negative, always give me a positive. Just like when I multiply and divide, 2 positives multiplied give me a positive, and 2 positives when I divide give me a positive. Now, when you are dividing, when the signs are different, when you have a positive divided by a negative, and when you have a positive divided by a positive times a negative, you're always going to get a negative. So when you are multiplying, when the signs are the same, it's positive, and when the signs are different, it's negative. So I'm going to have, who would like to read the first problem? We're going to do the practice problem number 1. I'm going to have a reader. If you would like to read, please shoot me a message in the chat box. Okay, I see who's going to read first. Let's bring you to the screen. Miss Angelina, can you read us page 2, practice problem 1? Loud and proud, lady.
What is the total charge in Melanie's checking account if she writes a $35 check for shoes, deposits $50, and then writes a $55 check for a sweater?
All right, so let's look at this. Angelina, when we write a check, is that positive or negative money? Is that money going into the account or money coming out?
Positive.
Well, think about it. You're writing a check. So I'm taking a piece of paper and I'm taking the money out because you have to pay something. So it would be negative. So above, that's a trick one. Above negative 30, above 35, put minus 35. Now, when you deposit money, is that money you're putting into your account to get greater or larger? Or is that money you're taking out where it gets less? When you deposit, do you remember?
Money you put in.
Good. So above deposit, put plus 50. Now, when you write a check for $55, is that a positive integer or a negative integer?
Negative.
Right. So put that. Now, we're going to call on somebody else now to finish it up. Make it fair, because there's a lot of problems today. Oops. Uh-oh, where did Esther go? Esther. All right, Esther. Esther, can you put your video on? Okay. Sorry, Esther, I hit a button. All right, Esther, so take it away. Help us out. We write a check, we lose 35, but then we're putting in 50. So how much money is that? What's the operation we're going to use?
Subtraction.
Okay, what are we going to subtract? What from what?
Negative 35, take away 50.
So if we have negative $35 and I add $50 into the account, what's my new balance? Think about it. The signs are different, right? So when the signs are different, you keep the sign of the higher number and you subtract.
Yes.
So what's the difference of 50 minus 35?
It's 15.
So 15. And now you're going to write a check for 55. So you got 15. And now you're writing a check for 55. So 15 plus negative 55 is how much money are you overdrawn now?
Since they're both different in different signs, we subtract the higher number from yours. So 55 take away 15. Negative 55 take away 15 is 40. Negative 40.
Right. So the amount in the account decreased or went down by how much money?
Negative 40.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to write that down to show you what that looks like. Let me come back to the screen here. Good job, the two of you, for practicing. A lot of parts, right? So remember, I put above right, so I put negative 35. Above deposit, I put a positive to let me know. And above here, where it says right, I put negative 55. I took the 35, which was negative, and I added it to 50 because a deposit means I put money into the account. Because ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have a bank account now, eventually you're going to get one, and you got two options. You can either deposit to put money in to grow, or you can withdraw it. You could write on a slip, a deposit slip that I showed you, and a withdrawal slip. And when you withdraw money, you're actually taking it out. So now the money that you have becomes negative because you have to pay for whatever it is that you want to buy. So when you do all this math and you use the KCC method, as Esther kind of already did, you get negative $40. Therefore, the account decreased by $40. Okay, I'm going to change the slide. If you're not able to copy it, I'm going to suggest you take a picture. In the next 10 seconds, I will be taking it down. 10, I'm going to hold up the phone and I'll give you 15 seconds. I'll be nice. Okay, you guys got to write a little bit faster now because when you go to 7th grade, they're going to be super, super quick. So let's give you 15 seconds like I promised. Okay, so when this timer is up, I am going to change to the next problem. We got 5 more seconds. Again, if you don't have this page, do not freak out. I am going to ask that you simply take a picture because now I'm going to move. In 3, we're going to go to page 3 now. In 2, in 1, we're now turning the page. Aiden, hurry, I see you have your camera. Hurry up, take a picture. All right, we're going to go to page 3. If you would like to read page 3, type in the chat box, me. Page 3, if you would like to go, page 3. If you would like to do page 3. You just read 1. Let's call on you, sir. All right, let's go find out where you're at, Mr. Nazir. You're the lucky one today. Naz, unmute yourself. All right, buddy. Page 3, practice problem 2. Loud and proud. Can you read what that says, please?
Carlos' checking account had a balance of a negative 12. He wrote a check for 15, which represents Carlos's account balance now. So I'm pretty sure it'd be negative 27.
Well, let's not just assume answers right now. Let's figure out how.
Because 12 plus 15 is 27.
Okay. So let's do what it says to do first, okay? Let's draw a number line. Because it says draw a number line and figure out what operation you need to use, right? Right?
Yeah.
Let's look at this. We got on a number line, right? So I'm just going to erase my answer because it's wrong. Okay, so on a number line. Okay, so on a number line, we have negative 12. We know that to the right are positive integers and to the left are negative integers. So if I have negative $12 in my account, and then he wrote a check for $15. So here's negative 12. And then he wrote a check for $15. In the chat box, folks, tell me what you're going to do. What operation do you think you're going to do? See if you agree with Nazier. We're at negative 12, and we wrote a check for 15, which means now the money is negative. But you always have to have a positive balance in your checking account. You can never have negative. So in order to make this negative 12 positive, you have to now add $12 to get to 0 to make it 0. Now it's all positive. It has no money in there. Now it's at a 0 balance. Type in the chat box what you think you need to do. Nazir, type your answer in the chat box. Let's see if people agree with you. Please type your answer to what you would do on problem 2 in the chat box. We're at negative $12 is the balance. I need to get that to be 0, so I have to add 12. Then I wrote a check for 15. What is his new balance in the check account? Somebody said add. Okay, I need you to tell me more. What do you mean by add 15? What do you think you're going to do? Type it in the chat box. Let's see if you agree with Nazier. Perhaps he's right. Let's see what you guys think. So I only have, so Esther, be more specific. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You need to add 15 to 12. Okay, that's the second person. Same, I can't see the number. It says 0 to 6 and then 0 all the way down to negative 12 here. Okay? Okay, that's what I'm talking about, Esther, and I think that's what Chris Danielise is saying as well. Okay. So I'm going to actually call, maybe this person would like to come. Let's see what Mr. Okay, good, Hector, Juan. That's 3 people, that's 4 people. Okay, yes, that is correct, Esther. Keep going. We need to have a few more responses. Let's see what we got going on over here. All right, Naz, we're going to have you come back. Naz, can you unmute yourself and you're going to explain it now?
Okay, the reason why I think it is a negative 27 because negative 12 plus negative 15, and if 12 plus 15 is 27, then it should be negative 27 because you're keeping the sign. Because when you write a check, it's a negative number.
Okay, and also you should never have a negative balance in your checking account. So you need to make that positive. So in order to get the negative 12 to be at a number 0, you have to add $12. Now you're back at 0. Then from 0 to 15, it's 15. So you have to add that up, and now he's overdrawn because he was already in the negative. These are real world examples. So you should have circled A, negative 27, right?
Yes.
Some of you may have thought it was $3. And that's what I did at first because I didn't read carefully. Okay, so A, negative 27. Let's look at page 4. Thank you, Nazir. I liked your thinking today. Good job, kiddo. Proud of you. All right, Aiden Burnell, unmute yourself. Okay, Aiden. Aiden, we're on page 4, problem 3. Can you read that for us?
The price of a stock rose two yesterday. If the stock continues to change at the same rate every day, what will the total change over 10 days?
Okay, so before you start telling me what to do, what is the title of the question? Application of word problems. What's after that? What does it say to do?
Multiplying integers.
Okay, so what operation will we be using?
2 and 10.
Multiplication is the operation, right? First. So under operation, write multiplication, Aiden. We're going to multiply.
Okay, yeah.
Because every day it's going up by 2, and it's going to do that for 10 days, 10 consecutive. That means days. So, Aiden, question. When something rises, is it positive if it goes up, if it rises, or is it negative if it goes down?
Well, it's a positive.
Right, so above rows.
Because in the sentence it says the total will be changing over days because it rose too, and it's if the stock continues to do it.
Good. So above rows, put +2. So now what is the number sentence going to be? What am I going to do with the 2 and the 10, Aiden?
Huh?
What do I do with the 2 and the 10? What operation?
Multiplication.
All right, 2 times 10 equals how much?
20.
Good, write that down. Good job, Aiden. Go back up on mute now when you're done, okay? Good job, Aiden. I got you. So here's what you should have had, right? We're going to be multiplying it because it rose by 2, went up. Over 10 days, 2 times 10 is 20. So it would be $20 is the overall change in 10 days. Every day it keeps going up by 2. So it's answer choice D, which is $20. I'm going to need a volunteer to do problem 4 at the bottom of this page who would like to get their class points for today. Someone I haven't heard from because we got to be somewhat fair. I got a person. All right. Demelisa knows she's next. If I can get her to come here. Demi, there you go. All right, Demi, page 4, problem 4. Can you read what it says, miss?
Yes.
Amanda clumps 9
Oh, wait.
feet into
No,
the
no, wait,
apple tree.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Go back. Got to do problem 4 at the bottom of page 4. It says,
All right.
the bottom of page 4, it says problem 4, multiple choice.
All right. Which quotient is positive?
All right, so Demi, do you remember the rules when we're multiplying and dividing integers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so help me out, walk me through A. We got negative 24 divided by 6. The signs are different. So if the signs are different, what kind of sign is it when you're dividing?
It's. Give me a second.
Go to page 1, actually go to page 2 if you need a review.
It's a negative.
Right, it's negative, so put negative. And now what's 24 divided by 6?
4.
4, so A would be negative 4. Demi, what about B? We got 42 divided by negative 7. Well, first of all, are the signs the same or the signs different?
They're different.
So when they're different signs, it's what kind of sign? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Good, negative. Now what's 42 divided by 7 now?
6.
Good, so negative 6 is B. Let's look at C. We got negative 35 divided by negative 5. We look at it, the signs are the same. When the signs are the same, if you look here on page 2, what kind of sign do we have?
We have a positive sign.
Good, so what's 35 divided by 5?
7.
Good, and letter D. We got 28 divided by negative 4. What do you know about the signs?
That they're negative.
Right,
and
they're
different.
different. Good, so what's 28 divided by 4?
7.
So which answer choice has a positive quotient?
C.
Good, so that is what you guys should have picked on your sheet. Good job, Demi. Okay, so we should have had, I made you do it because I wanted you to find the quotient for all. That way you can get the correct response. So obviously the answer is C because it has to be a positive integer. Remember, when there's no plus sign, it's a positive integer. We've been stressing that all year with you. Okay, very simple. We're going to move on now. And I'm going to have Hector. Hector, unmute yourself. I just gave you privilege. All right, Hector, page 5, problem 5. Can you please read that loud and proud for us? Problem 1A.
Problem 1A.
Yes. It says Amanda.
Amanda climbs 9 feet up into an apple tree. Question 1A. What integer represents the direction and how far he will climb back down to the ground?
All right, so if you climb up 9, is that a positive or negative?
Positive.
Good, so the integer would be, climbing up would be positive 9, but now how far does she have to climb back down to get to 0?
9.
Right, good job, 9 feet. I love how you put the unit, Hector. Go back on mute. Awesome. So again, the integer 9 represents, right? She's got to climb up, then she's got to go down 9. So I actually answered both. The integer that represents 9 up is positive 9, and she has to go down 9 to get back to the ground. Okay, then we're going to answer question 1B in a second. Hector, unmute yourself. You're going to do question 1B now.
Okay.
What does it say?
What does the integer 0 represent in this situation?
So what does the 0 represent, according to what we just read?
Ground level.
The ground level. Excellent. Beautiful job. I also put sea level, ground level. Perfect. So I wrote sea level back to the ground. You can either put either what's in the parentheses or the sea level. It's the same. Okay, it represents starting at the ground, standing on the ground. That's what it means in the situation. You got to start at the ground, and you could either go, when you climb a tree, you obviously are going up, and to come back to the ground, you got to go down. Just like a plane, it takes off on the runway. You're all at the ground. You're at the ground or the terminal, which is a level 0, sea level. And as you go up to, you know, you got to take off to go up. And eventually when you get to the destination, it's going to go down. And then you're going to go from the destination back to where you need to arrive at.
Hold on, wait. You
All right.
put sea level, but we're talking about the ground.
I said, because when it's at a 0, it means sea level. I said back to the ground here.
I did not see that.
Okay. Thank you for picking that up. All right. We got problem number 6 now. It's called Convince Me. Let's see who's going to try that one. We are going to have this young lady come off. You'll be next, Leilani. Kaeja, problem 6. Can you read that for us on page 5?
How are absolute values of opposite integers related? Hint. Think of a number, line, and distance. Complete the response on line below.
All right. So give me a number, Kaeja, between 1 and 6. Let me be explicit.
5.
5. Okay. So we're going to draw a number line. Everyone draw a number line underneath the bottom where there's some white space. Hold on. Let me just make a little bit more room to show you. So she said 5. Okay, so she said 5. So I'm just going to come up here for a sec, Kaeja. I'm going to bring you right back in a minute. All right. So we got 5. Here's a number line, right? To the right or positive, to the left or negative numbers. If we're at 5, Kaeja, what is the opposite of 5?
Negative 5.
Okay, so I'm going to go graph negative 5. Now, she picked the number 5. This is just an example. Now, Kaeja, if I'm at 0, how far is 0 from positive 5? How many units is 0 from 5?
5.
5. And how many units is 0 from negative 5?
5.
So what can you say about their absolute value? If 0 to 5 is 5 units, and from 0 to negative 5 is 5 units, what do you know about the absolute value?
They have the same distance from 0.
Perfect answer. Beautiful job. That's exactly what we were looking for. They have the same distance from 0. So I just want you to see how what we taught you about absolute value and opposites of integers relates to 7th grade math. So you got to know the 6th grade basic, and then you're just adding on another layer where it's more thinking. Okay? So they have the same distance from 0, right? Because whether it's positive or negative, we know that opposites have the same distance from 0, or they are the same units from 0, and the absolute values are always the same. Absolute value is always positive because it measures distance, how far a number is from 0. That was actually one of your first lessons in the number system in 6th grade math. Oh no, we started out with division. We did it a little bit different this year. Okay, I'm going to change the paper now. They have the same distance from 0 is what you have. We're going to move on to page 6, problems 7 and 8. Then we're going to do your exit ticket. Then after the exit ticket is done, we are then going to do the extension problems where I'm going to check up on you in your rooms. I'm going to put you in breakout rooms like I always do. Okay, I'm moving the slide now. All right, page 7, I think I promised Leilani, she had her hand up. She's just going to read the problem seriously because we're on video now. Okay, Leilani, unmute yourself, dear.
I'm on mute.
Okay, page 6, problem 7. Can you read that for us, please?
Which of these situations can be represented by the opposite of 80? Place a check mark for all that apply.
Okay, so Leilani, let's see your beautiful face for a second. What is the opposite of 80?
Opposite.
It's a positive number. So what's the opposite of positive?
Negative. So it'll be negative 80.
Good. Write that down underneath opposite. Put minus 80 for me. All right. So now let's look at the first one. It says perfect. Wait, not there. Above the word problem, like this. Almost. Wait. I'll show you, sweetie. See? Right here.
Okay.
Okay? All right, let's bring it back. All right, Leilani. So an airplane descends. Descends means goes down. So if something goes down, Leilani, is it positive or negative?
It's negative.
So next to the airplane question, put minus 80. An elevator ascends, that means goes up. Is that positive or negative?
Positive.
Good, so put plus 80. Next one, the cost of a train ticket drops, $80, drops.
80.
Good job. We got 2 left, and then we're gonna figure out the answers. You remove, take away 80 songs from the MP3 player.
Negative.
Good. And Miss Canella's grandfather is 80 years old.
Plus.
Okay. Now, Leilani, which 3 answers have negative 80? Because that's the opposite of positive 80.
The cost of an airplane ticket drops by 80.
Good, that's one of them. Give me another one.
An airplane descends 80 minutes.
80 meters, that's 2. Is there another one that has negative 80?
And you remove 80 songs from an MP3 player.
Perfect. Good job. Go back on mute now, darling. Good job. Proud of you. Good work. Okay? Good work. Now let's look at what she did. So what we did is we took the keyword that I put in yellow and we translated it into the opposite of 80, which is positive 80. The opposite is negative 80. And the word descends means goes down, negative 80. Ascends means positive 80. Drop, as you can see, I annotated it, negative 80. Okay, remove, minus 80. And my grandfather, 80 years old, is positive. The only 3 that equal negative 80 are what Leilani just stated. The airplane descending, the train ticket dropping, and you remove songs. So this is how, another way of how integers relate to the real world, because you guys were asking, not today, but you asked all year, and we found a lot of answers. All right, let's look at problem 8. Okay, this one is going to be a division of integers. So someone we haven't heard from. I am going to call on this lovely student. Jency. Jency? Irv to Jency. 3.
Yeah.
Hi, where's
Yeah.
your face, bud? Where's your face?
I'm still on page 5.
You're still on page 5? All right, we'll come back to
I
you.
don't have.
Carlton. Carlton, unmute yourself. I gave you the privilege.
Okay.
All right, Carlton, show your face now. I can't see you. I see a forehead. Carlton, page 6, problem 8. It says application of word problems, dividing integers. Can you read me that example?
Right. Yair rolls a ball down a ramp that is 18 feet long. If the ball rolls down 2 feet second, what integer represents the amount of time in seconds the ball takes to reach the end of the ramp? Look at the title of the practice problem to know what operation to use. And so basically we're dividing integers.
So the operation is division. And what are we dividing, Carlton?
We're dividing 18 and 2.
Yep, what's 18 divided by 2, Carlton?
18 divided by 2, wait, hold on. 18 is 9.
Good job. So what answer should we select on the paper? Which one says 9 seconds?
B.
Good. Go back on mute, bud. So this is what we should have. We are dividing 18 feet long by 2 feet for the second. And when we divide 18 by 2, we get 9 because the inverse of division is multiplication. 9 times 2 give me 18. Therefore, it's answer choice B as in boy. We're going to go over the exit ticket, which is going to be on page 8. Then we're going to do page 7 in breakout rooms. And I'll be checking in on you. Okay. All right. We're going to skip this page for a second, everybody. We're going to do this in breakout rooms, page 7. We're going to put our attention now. Hold on. We're going to do that page. We're going to put our attention now to page 8. We're going to do the 4 questions. So let's go call on someone who hasn't had a turn. She had a turn, she had a turn. Sergio, please put your camera on because you're up next. Sergio. Christiane-Elise, are you able to turn your camera on? I haven't heard from you then. Oh, wait, I think you did. Sergio, turn your camera on now. I'm waiting. There he is. Okay, Sergio. We now are on page 8. Can you read us the directions for question 1, please? What does it say in your exit ticket?
I don't know. I don't have the packet.
Oh, you don't? It's in the Google Classroom.
Alright.
Okay, we'll come back. Let's see. Let's call on Zachariah. Unmute yourself, please. Zachariah, please read the directions on page 8. Zachariah, last call. Okay, Juan, turn your camera on, Juan. Juan?
Hi.
Where are you, buddy? Let me see, because now you moved off my screen. There you are. All right. Okay. Directions. Can you read it?
Yes. Read the problem. Show all work to receive credit. Select one answer for each question. What is the sum of -51 plus 23?
So, Juan, what do you notice about the signs? Are they the same or different, buddy?
They are different.
So when you have different signs, what do? You remember the rule?
ACC.
That's when we're subtracting. Are we subtracting here or we're doing addition?
We're adding.
Right. So if you go back to page 1, it says when the signs are different, you keep the sign of the higher number and you subtract. So which number is greater, 51 or 23?
51.
Right. So 51 has what kind of sign?
Negative.
Right. So cross off the answers that don't have negatives, which are what 2 choices?
A and C.
Good. Cross off A and C, folks. Now, Juan, since the signs are different, I'm going to subtract. So what is 51 minus 23, sir? Is it 28 or 74?
28.
Good. So what answer should we select for number 1? You just said it was 28 and the sign had to be negative. So what answer is it?
B.
B. So number 1 is B as in boy. I'm going to come back to the main screen so you can all see, because I know it's a little easier. So again, we put into action the rules for integers. When you're adding and the signs are different, you keep the sign of the higher number and you subtract. That's how we got -28, because 51 is greater or bigger or larger than 23. Again, I can't stress this enough. These questions will appear in Google Classroom, so there is no surprises. If you use your packet to answer the exit ticket, you should be able to earn at least an 85 or higher, or even 100 if you're real careful. All right. Blessing, please turn your camera on. Blessing, unmute yourself now. Blessing, unmute yourself. Okay, Blessing, thank you. All right, Blessing. Oh, I don't want me, I want you. Pin you. All right, Blessing. You're going to read me, Blessing, question 2, Blessing. Blessing, question 2, number 2. We can't hear you, Blessing. We can't hear you. Turn your mic on. Turn the mic on. Blessing, we can't hear you, Blessing. All right, let's go. Let's try Leilani. Okay. Leilani, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Hit the unmute button. I gave you privilege. No? Let me try. There you go. Now try.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you had to unmute me.
Okay. Number 2, sweetheart.
Number 2. Find the difference for 0 minus 8. Oh, I mean,
That's right. So Leilani, we have to use 3 letters. When we subtract integers, do you remember what we use? K what? KC.
yeah.
Not, that's for
I
fraction.
mean, KCC.
Good. K, write that down. Write KCC on your paper, Leilani.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to keep the 0. We keep the first number, which is 0. So put 0.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's the opposite of subtraction?
What is it called? Addition.
Good. So 0 plus. What's the opposite of positive 8?
A positive 8, negative 8.
So 0 plus negative 8.
Don't we get negative 8?
We do, which is what choice?
B.
Excellent. Good work. Okay. Who would like to do the next question? Here we go. Esther, unmute yourself, Esther. Oh, sorry, Esther. Okay, Esther. Problem 3. Can you read it, please?
A football team lost 5 yards on each of 3 plays. What is the team's change in the field position after 3 days? Multiply.
Okay, so Esther, when we lose 5 yards, is that a positive or negative integer?
Negative integer.
Good. So -5, put above that.
So
And
negative 5 times positive 3.
which is how much?
It is negative 15.
Now, why is it negative and not positive? Can you explain that?
It's negative 15 because they have different signs.
Excellent. She said it perfectly. So Esther, what answer should they pick on their paper?
B.
B. And last but not least, let's have this lovely lady. Oh, Esther, go back on mute, sweetie. Angelina, can you unmute yourself? I don't know why it's not letting me do it. There she is. Okay, read us number 4, and then we're gonna stop this and go into breakout rooms. Go ahead.
What is the quotient of negative 99 divided by 11 equivalent to?
So 2 words in there, Angelina. The quotient, is that an answer to a division or a multiplication problem?
Division.
Division. And the word equivalent, what word do you see in English there?
Equal.
Equal. So what's negative 99 divided by 11? First of all, are the signs the same or different?
Different.
So when they're different, is it negative or positive?
Negative.
Negative. What's 99 divided by 11? You don't really have to do the work. Look at the answer choices. What makes sense?
9.
9. What kind of 9?
Negative 9.
So what answer should we pick?
B.
Excellent job. So this is what you should have. Again, different signs. When I'm adding, I keep the sign of the higher number and subtract. On number 2, Leilani demonstrated KCC, keep, change. You're doing the additive inverse to get -8. Esther read this question. It was multiplication. Loss is negative. Different signs, negative. You get 15 when you multiply. And Angelina just did this problem. Different signs when you divide give me negative, and then 99. Now, just so that all the other students that eventually watch this later, when they watch the recording, I just want to make it real clear and transparent that you guys are going to be working on page 7 in a breakout room. And the rest of the students that are not in the live class, they will be working on page 7 on their own because it's a challenge. So page 7 is the only page not reviewed in the lesson because that will be done in the breakout room.